The total operating cost of an aircraft encompasses all expenses associated with its operation and maintenance. As mentioned earlier, these costs can vary widely depending on factors such as the aircraft type, size, age, and specific operations. To calculate the total operating cost, you would need to consider the following components. 1. Direct operating cost. 2. Indirect operating cost. Keep in mind that specific costs can vary widely depending on aircraft type, operator size, business model, geographic location, as number of hours flown, distance traveled and other factors. Aircraft acquisition costs vary depending on the type of aircraft, age, and other factors. According to IATA, the purchase price paid for an aircraft includes any related costs to making the acquisition and any adjustments to these costs or prices made as a result of negotiations. Factors that may impact aircraft acquisition costs include 1. Size and capacity of the aircraft. 2. Age and condition of the aircraft. 3. Manufacturer and model of the aircraft. 4. Market demand for the aircraft. Airlines may also choose to lease aircraft instead of purchasing them outright. Leasing allows airlines to acquire aircraft without the upfront costs associated with purchasing, and may provide more flexibility in terms of fleet management. However, leasing costs can still be significant and vary depending on the terms of the lease agreement.
Aircraft maintenance costs can vary widely depending on several factors including the type of aircraft, its age, usage, regulatory requirements, and the specific maintenance activities performed. Aircraft maintenance costs can be defined into 1. Daily maintenance cost. Daily aircraft maintenance is a critical aspect of ensuring flight safety and operational readiness. 2. Maintenance reserve cost. Maintenance reserves or maintenance escrow is a financial mechanism used in the aviation industry to cover the costs of future maintenance and repairs of an aircraft. It is a critical part of aircraft leasing and financing agreements, particularly in commercial aviation. Aircraft maintenance costs are a significant consideration for aircraft operators and owners. Managing these costs effectively involves careful planning, adherence to maintenance schedules, and proactive management of regulatory compliance and unexpected maintenance events. The basic salary for aircraft crew can vary significantly based on several factors, including the type of aircraft, the airline, the location, and the crew member's experience level. Several air crew and ground crew that are of concern in calculating aircraft operational costs include 1. Pilot. 2. Flight attendant. 3. Aircraft maintenance engineer. 4. Flight operation officer. Additionally, aircraft crews may receive other benefits and allowances, such as per diems, layover allowances, overtime pay, bonuses, health insurance, retirement plans, and travel benefits, which can contribute to their overall compensation package. Aircraft insurance is designed to protect against the financial risks associated with owning and operating an aircraft. Aircraft insurance typically refers to various types of insurance coverage specifically designed for aircraft and aviation-related risks. Here are some common types of aircraft insurance. 1. Hull insurance. This coverage protects against physical damage to the aircraft itself. Hull insurance can be further categorized as all risks, depending on the extent of coverage. 2. Liability insurance. Liability coverage protects the aircraft owner or operator against claims for bodily injury or property damage caused by the aircraft's operation. It is often required by law and may include coverage for passenger liability, third-party liability, and products liability. 3. Crew liability insurance. Similar to passenger liability insurance, this coverage protects the crew members against bodily injury or death while performing their duties. 4. War risk insurance. War risk insurance covers damages or losses that may occur due to acts of war, terrorism, or other hostile activities. 5. Aircraft investigation insurance. Aircraft investigation insurance is a specialized type of coverage that helps manage the costs associated with the investigation of an aircraft accident or incident. The cost of aircraft training can vary widely based on several factors, including the type of training, the location, the aircraft used, and the training institution. The following are common types of aircraft training. 1. Initial training. Aircraft initial training is a critical phase for pilots and aircrew, focusing on foundational skills necessary for safe flight, and for aircraft technicians for ensuring they possess the skills and knowledge necessary for maintaining and repairing aircraft safely and efficiently operations. 2. Recurrent training. Aircraft recurrent training is essential for maintaining and enhancing the skills and knowledge of pilots, aircrews and technicians. This training ensures that individuals remain current with industry standards, regulations, and operational procedures. 3. Requalification training. Requalification training is essential for pilots and crew members who need to maintain their certifications, especially after a period of inactivity or when new regulations come into play. Aircraft fuel consumption refers to the amount of fuel used by an aircraft during a flight, usually measured in terms of fuel flow through the engine, e.g., gallons or liters per hour, or fuel efficiency, e.g., gallons per nautical mile, or liters per 100 kilometers. The average fuel cost during a flight can be 25–40% of the aircraft's total operating cost, depending on several factors, including aircraft type, flight conditions, engine type, and aircraft weight. Here are some of the main factors that affect fuel consumption on an aircraft. 1. Aircraft type. Commercial jets, smaller aircraft, private jets. 2. Engine type. Turbofan engines, turboprop engines. 3. Flight conditions. Cruising altitude, flight speed, wind and weather. 4. Aircraft weight. Takeoff weight, payload. 5. Efficiency and technologies. Winglets, engine technology. Aircraft fuel efficiency is commonly measured as passenger kilometers per liter (pkm/L) or kilometers per liter for cargo planes. Newer, more efficient aircraft like the Boeing 787 Dreamliner or Airbus A350 are designed to consume significantly less fuel per seat mile than older models. To summarize, fuel consumption varies widely depending on the type of aircraft, flight conditions, and specific technology. However, on a typical commercial flight, the fuel burned is often several thousand liters per hour, making fuel efficiency a critical consideration for both economic and environmental reasons. An airport charge fee generally refers to various fees that are levied by airports on airlines, passengers, or both to cover the costs of airport facilities, services, and operations. These charges can vary widely based on the airport, country, and type of service offered. Some of the most common airport charge fees include 1. Passenger Service Charge (PSC). 2. Landing charges. 3. Parking fees. 4. Overnight fees. 5. Fuel surcharge. 6. Aviobridge fees. How the fees are collected. Many of these charges are bundled into the ticket price for convenience, while others may be billed directly to the airline or passenger. Airlines are typically responsible for paying landing, parking, and other operational charges, but these are often passed on to passengers in the form of higher ticket prices. Aviation navigation fees are charges levied on airlines, aircraft operators, or private pilots for the use of air navigation services (ANS) during a flight. These services are essential for ensuring safe, efficient, and coordinated air traffic control (ATC) while an aircraft is in flight. Air navigation service (ANS) fees consist of 1. En route navigation charges. 2. Terminal navigation charges. Key points to remember. Air navigation service providers (ANSPs). These are the entities responsible for managing and providing air traffic control and navigation services, and the fees are typically paid to them. Cost factors. The cost depends on a variety of factors such as the size of the aircraft, the weight, the distance traveled, and the airspace used. These fees are an essential part of the aviation system, ensuring that air traffic control services can maintain safe skies and smooth operations across the globe. A ground handling charge fee refers to the fees that airports or ground handling companies charge airlines for services provided to an aircraft on the ground, after it lands and before it departs. These services are essential for ensuring the smooth operation of flights, including the safe and efficient processing of passengers, baggage, cargo, and the aircraft itself. Common services covered by ground handling fees. 1. Passenger services. 2. Baggage handling. 3. Aircraft handling. 4. Cargo and freight handling. 5. Ramp services. 6. Ground support equipment (GSE). Conclusion. Ground handling charge fees are an essential part of an airport's operation, covering the various services necessary to ensure safe, efficient, and timely processing of passengers, baggage, and aircraft. These fees are typically paid by airlines, though the cost may be passed on to passengers through higher ticket prices. The exact cost can vary significantly based on the size of the aircraft, the level of service required, and the specific airport. Direct aircraft variable costs are expenses that fluctuate based on the amount of flight activity or aircraft usage. These costs increase or decrease with the number of hours flown, the distance traveled, or the number of flights conducted. They do not remain fixed, unlike fixed costs, which are constant regardless of activity. Some aircraft variable costs that are not directly related to aircraft operations include 1. Flight crew costs other than salaries. 2. Catering and passenger services. Importance of direct operating costs. Profitability analysis. Knowing the direct operating costs is essential for airlines to calculate how much revenue they need to cover these operating costs and turn a profit. Pricing strategy. Airlines use direct operating costs to set ticket prices, ensuring that they cover these costs while maintaining profitability. Cost efficiency. Understanding direct operating costs helps airlines to optimize fuel usage, reduce maintenance costs, and find the most cost-effective airports or routes. Indirect operating costs for aircraft are the expenses that are not directly tied to the operation of the aircraft itself but are still necessary for the overall functioning of the airline or aviation company. These costs are often more generalized and fixed, meaning they do not fluctuate directly with the number of flight hours or aircraft usage. Here are the key components of indirect operating costs in aircraft operations. 1. Administrative and management. 2. Marketing and advertising. 3. Headquarters and facilities. 4. Legal and compliance. 5. IT and technology. 6. Depreciation of non-aircraft assets. 7. Research and development (R&D). Summary. Indirect operating costs are essential for the overall functioning and growth of the airline, but they are not tied to specific flights or aircraft. They help maintain the infrastructure, operational support, and management necessary to keep the airline running efficiently. Monitoring these costs helps an airline manage its broader financial health and strategize for long-term growth and market competitiveness.